2, 1, 2, 3. Hello everybody, welcome to Saturday and another live stream, and it's good to have you all here. Hopefully there's a few people online. We've got a few technical problems today, tonight, this morning, wherever you are. With the callers, they can't hear me, but I can hear them. We've still got some issues, but g'day to Mac Mister, yo. So sorry for starting a little bit late. We've just been trying to get the stream going, and yeah. But anyway, what we'll have to do is we'll have to get our guest callers. We'll have to listen via the stream, which will be delayed. So I guess it's going to be a delayed thing. We'll have to put up with the delayed thing. But anyway, let's say hello to our guest callers. This is a bit of a train wreck, but anyway, say hello everybody. And if you can hear it on delay, it'll be about 10 seconds, but just give us a wave. And a big hi to Dazza. He's our new guest caller. So I'm gonna introduce you all to Dazza. Basically, Dazza's got a YouTube channel called the Intergalactic Federation, and basically this is how I wanted to introduce Dazza. I was going to go like this. Intergalactic. So I just thought that was appropriate. But unfortunately it wasn't tuned at the right frequency, Dazza. Anyway, you can hear that's probably just gone through the stream now. Right, so what have we got today? Well, let's get stuck straight into our normal segments. So the first one, which everybody loves, is called The Funny Side. Before I jump into that, another person's jumped into the stream. Damiano Pistioia. I don't know if I've pronounced that right, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. How you going anyway? Welcome to our stream. Let's get stuck into the first segment, which is called Funny Side, and let's roll the stinger. Welcome to Funny Side, and this week it's brought to you by Lego. No, just joking, it's not brought to you by Lego at all. This is actually one of the memes that I came across, and as you can see, someone's decided to make a Psytrance Lego. Notice the age groups. I thought that was pretty cool. And the little Mac laptop in the foreground there, and there was a Roland badge and all sorts of other cool things. Anyway, that's the first one. So let's moving right along. We don't have reactions from our callers because it'll be a 10-second delay, but hopefully we'll hear them laugh if they hear it. Right, let's go to the next one. Bang. Behringer vintage saw sound. So someone's found some sort of saw, industrial saw with a Behringer label on it. Does he not make any? Yeah, I think he makes everything, this guy. Anyway, that's that one. I think you guys have probably seen that one on the net. And the last one for today is this one. Who's into Volcas? You've got a Volca stack, a Volca gone. And you've got a Volca cluster there, and down the bottom right, you get too many Volcas. For those who can't see that, I'll do a little close-up of it for you. There you go. Volca stack, Volca gone, Volca cluster. There's a few Volcas missing out of that. I reckon we could redo that one. So anyway, that is Funny Side for this week. And hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the chat if big hello to This Is Renz is in the chat. If you enjoyed Funny Side this week, we're going to go straight on to the next segment, which is news. So let's roll the stinger on that. Well, welcome to news, and for some weird reason, I've lost all of my news titles down the bottom, which I had all nicely planned. I must have forgotten to save it or something. Anyway, this week in news, we have the Buchla easel. What do they call this thing? Buchla easel command 208. See, that's why I couldn't remember it, because it's a bunch of numbers and letters. That, naming conventions in synthesizer world is just really crazy. But for those who like the Buchla, or the West Coast synthesis, if you want to get really technical, I live on the West Coast, and I don't know any synthesis over here. No, I think they mean in the US. You can get one of these things from Buchla, the company themselves, for the cool price of $2,999 US. And it includes a limited edition t-shirt. I'm not selling. I'm not getting any kickbacks from Buchla, I guarantee you. In fact, last week we did some news on some furniture, and I ended up getting a copyright violation. So yeah, thanks very much. Not. Anyway, hopefully we don't get any copyright violations from the YouTube police this week. But I am going to roll a video here. Let me get it all ready to rock and roll. And I do have some audio for you. Let's go. Oh, this is always great when it doesn't play. And we're not getting any audio. Why's that? There's no audio. Because I need to mute it. There we go. Oh, it's got reverb. Lovely. Probably get done by the YouTube police for that. And once again, that'll suck. But anyway, there's a little taste of the Buchla, or let's do it like this. Buchla. Because it had reverb. Get it? That's the Buchla easel 208C, for anyone who likes that. And they also like Centronics ports across the top. Wow, look at those Centronic ports. Gotta love Centronic ports. Right, what else is on news? This one is actually quite cool. A lot of people will remember that I'm a bit old when it comes to releasing some of these news things, but this is the new update to the firmware of whoever owns a Yamaha Montage, or a Mod-X, or a CP. I didn't even know there was a CP. There you go. So for those playing along at home, what does it mean? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to get a bit of an in-depth sort of feel from Dazza, who's our guest caller today. But we're not going to get it just yet. So Dazza, don't jump in just yet. We've got to get your audio working first. If we can't get it from him, that's cool. We'll try and work something out. But just to give you a bit of an overview, just to tell you guys who have never heard that this firmware update's available and you want to know a little bit more about it, Yamaha got really excited when it was their 45th anniversary for synthesizers. So not quite as old as me, Yamaha, so don't get ahead of yourselves there, thinking that you're some sort of oldie. They celebrated their birthday with plenty of video content, which is something that I told you guys about on the stream a few weeks ago. And then released these firmware updates for the Montage, the Mod-X, and the CP. I think the biggest thing that they're getting is new features like the new pattern sequencer, improved synth engine, which Dazza can go into, new mini filter, wave folder effect, hybrid MIDI mode, and a whole bunch of new performance content. The CP keyboard also has received 30 new voices in the CP subsection, and some more control options, including a foot controller, mod lever, and new quick navigation features. So there you go. I had to read that, by the way. So don't think I'm really good, because I'm not. Anyway, moving on to the next news item, we have something that maybe you guys don't know about, which is one of my goals, to have news items that aren't stuff that you guys know about. If you know about this one, you can sing out in the chat, and then you'll seem really, really smart. My mic level's a bit hot. Wow, okay, let's make it less hot. What about there? What about there? How's that? I'm actually using the Roland VT3 this week because I wanted to stuff, right? So next week I won't use it. Anyway, let's go back. This is our news article on the pressure oscillator. I don't even know how to say that. So, yeah. Let's have a look at this. What is it about? Well, it is a French company, Krischer, Krischer. I don't know how to speak French, but let's see if I can translate. It's a brand new synthesizer, 100% analog. It has 8 adjustable pitch oscillators, 8 switches to activate them, and is therefore possible to create melodies and play chords simultaneously on a range of 8 notes that will make signals generated. Sawtooth power supplies 24 volts, and it's manufactured by hand in Paris. Welcome to all those French viewers who are watching right now. So without further ado, let's have a little bit of a squiz. Using a bit of Aussie language there. Let's have a squiz. Let's have a bit of a Captain Cook at the Krischer oscillator. That will do for that. So, yeah, bit of feedback in the chat. Let's see what people have been saying. Blah blah blah. Talking about the technical problems our callers are having. So, yeah. Anyway, we will move right along to the next news item, which is rolling. Sorry, I've got to click on things. Don't ever run and live stream on your own. It's really, really hard. Next. Ding. Wonder if you guys have heard of this. Hopefully this is another one that's got you by surprise. This, I don't even think there's any more than about one prototype in existence of this. So what is it? Well, this is the Ecta Sequence. It's a portable sampler designed to be used anywhere. And I'll just give you a quick... there's really not a lot of information on this. So, but there is a demo video, which I will show in a sec. But the Ecta Sequence is a sequencer. All of those knobs that you can see, they can all be pushed in. So there's kind of like, what do you call it? Like a little spring that you can push them in and you can snap them back out again. Maybe because people don't want knobs to snap off, I don't know. It has an internal memory that you can record your own samples along with a preset library containing samples of well-known electronic instruments, and you can program the selected samples in the sequencer. The rotary knobs can control the pitch of the steps. When a knob is touched, the step is previewed by the sequence. Pushing the knob, the steps activated becomes part of the sequence. Running a light display gives real-time information. It's not limited to playing steps. It's also loaded with keyboard function. It can play it in octave mode, and instant surface knobs become like a MIDI controller, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff, and I won't go into it. But what I can do is play a video, and I don't really know how good this video is, because I had a kind of bit of a look at it, and yeah, you guys can judge for yourselves. Here we go. You don't really get to see a lot of stuff on that, but you can see the knobs being pushed in and pushed out there, and you don't really get to see a lot of the user interface on it either. But it does look pretty cool. Some of those marketing videos with all the sort of blurry bokeh, whatever you call it, you know, yeah, people just love that stuff right now, don't they? Anyway, so there's a sampler, and hopefully that was something that you guys haven't heard of. So that was called the ECTA sequence, ECTA sequence, and it's by nicolaitoma.com, NICOLAITOMA.com. So the guy that's in charge of this is a guy called Toma. So anyway, there'll be links in the description of the video after the video is published online. So if you can't wait for that, you can always Google it. There you go. That's the news for this week. Let's just jump quickly into chatties and we'll see if we've had any activity. Sample time says Axelsoft. How's it going, Axelsoft? Inky's there. G'day, Inky. Thanks for joining us. Inky couldn't be a caller today. Probably just as well because we've got some weird issues going on with the callers today. Just so you know, the callers are actually there. There they are. Say hi, callers. They can see us, but we can't hear Dazza. Once again, this is Dazza. We can't hear Dazza, but we can see Daren and we can hear him, but he can't hear us. Well, he can hear us about 10 seconds later. Anyway, so that's our wonderful technical problems that we're going to sort out. I'll have to sort those out during the week with the vMix guys to find out what the hell's going on. Anyway, back to the chatties. What have we got? Boka, yeah, B-O-K-A or B-O-K-E-T or I don't know. Who knows how to spell it? I think it's a Japanese word, isn't it? Yeah, so who thought the news was cool this week? Thumbs up in the chat. Say hi if you're watching and you're not in the chat. Definitely go in and say hi. We're going to go on to the next segment, which is called the eBay scammers. So let's jump into that. Well, hey, we have some scams for your big scam chocolate box this week. There's actually, these are the two carried over that I couldn't fit in last week. So there's more than two, but these are the first two. This one's for Daren, actually. We were talking about zip drives a few weeks ago. So you can get a zip drive for US $1,329.99. I don't think I'd be wanting to pay that much for a zip drive. I think there'd be probably at least 1 million of these lying in some rubbish tip somewhere around the world. They were selling these like hotcakes at one stage. To pay $1,329 for one, I think is a bit crazy. So there's the first scam. Tell us about your experience with zip drives. If you've been around in the music industry, you definitely would have used those if you've been around long enough. That's for sure. Okay. Next one. I couldn't say, I haven't even said anything yet. I'm laughing already. Dearie me. $500 for, wait for it, a box. Oh my goodness me. A box, yes. And it's not any box. This is just this must be the rarest box in the world. This is a vintage sequential circuits, electronic keyboard, synthesizer, synth, original box. There's no synth in it. It's just a box. Oh my goodness. This has to come down to probably my favorite for the year. This is we're gonna have to do like a trophy thing towards the end of the year, I reckon, of the best scam of the year. I definitely think this is going to be one of the top ones. This is brilliant. So yeah, so if you want to buy a box and you like the sequential circuit stuff, just jump on and whack your credit card. You know, you can even finance this. It says below $46 for 12 months through eBay Finance. There you go. Moving right along. And the last one for the scam. Ready, set, go! I just thought this one was funny. This one's an old scam, but it came up in a post where this guy was fixing his Juno. Daren, this one's for you, mate. When you're fixing your Juno, you can always get some spare parts. $1,000 worth. Holy schnappers. Look at that. That is terrible. Look at that. Oh, dearie me. Who bought that? Someone, I would love to know if someone bought that. That is just absolute craziness. Honestly. Serious. Who here thinks that's craziness? I think, which is worse? The mashed up 106 or the box? Oh dear. Sorry, I'm having too much fun tonight, aren't I? Probably because my streamers aren't working too well. I do have, what do I have for you guys? I do have some prices. I thought I'd show you guys some prices this week. So this is actually, I'm going to show you a live, this is actually real, it's in existence right now. There's a couple on eBay. So when we do our prices, we do, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but we do our price watch on the Roland SH101. And the reason why we do it is because Behringer brought out the MS101 or MS1, they're calling it now, clone, and everyone was going, oh, it's going to wreck the industry, and it's going to make all the SH101 collector fanboys really angry, and they're all going to lose money and blah blah blah. You know, I don't care either way. By the way, I just play synths because I like the way they sound. Don't care about collecting. Not interested in it. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice if I sold it for what I paid for it, but you know, if you don't sell anything, that's not a real problem. All right. So while we're doing that, we're going to go back to that graphic, and I'll keep talking. So that one is a eBay listing. So for those playing along in the UK, it's £799 or about $1,000 or 991 US dollars. That's not bad. That's actually not a bad price. But if you're on Reverb, that one may not be as good. So this is where this is actual real live listings right now. You guys can go and check it for yourself. The $1,199. These aren't scams. By the way, when I do price watch, they aren't scams. It's just literally just having a look at prices. Now, in chat, let me know what you guys think of those two prices. Is one too high? Is one too low? Is it what you thought? Tell me what you think anyway. What I'm going to do, though, is while we're bringing up these, get that up. Okay, now we can go to here. I've done a graph. All right, everybody loves graphs. Everybody loves graphs. So let's grab the graph. While I'm grabbing the graph, I'm having to resize it so it fits in my little window here. Okay, here we go. Ready, set, go. I've updated the graph for October. It's probably a bit premature. October's still got a few weeks to go. But you can see there actually has been a bit of a drop on eBay. So, and that would be because of that eBay listing. Now, mind you, what I normally do with these prices is I go in and I look at the sold listing prices. Okay, so this time I'm just kind of giving you a live update in October. We're going to revise October before the end of the month, and we'll show you how much it's changed, whether it's gone up or down, because there'll be other listings. But this just gives you an idea of where the price of the SH101 is going. And I think it's a good benchmark to show you how vintage listings work. And we'll keep track of this. You know, hopefully by the end of we'll go through all the way through till June next year, and we'll get 12 months worth, and we'll see how that. We'll start doing some nice little pretty lines and look like a big presentation for the boardroom table. No, just joking. We're not going to do that. It'd be boring. All right, quick look at the chatties. What have they been saying? Let's have a quick look. I'm going to have to scroll back. It's been going like crazy. People haven't heard some of the news items. That's good. Now, look, I'm not going to promise you every week I'm going to be able to do that, because my stream is scheduled at a certain date. If it happens to come early, no one else has done it, then so be it. But yeah. Behringer up quadriclone, maybe. Yes, there is a story about that. Actually, Axel brings up a really, really good point. I'm going to show you another listing on eBay that I was having a look at today. This is actually not a scam. This is a real listing. Who wants to buy a actual real ARP Quadra? This one is just been refurbished by a well-known guy called what's his name? It does say in here, Synth Chaser. There's actually videos on YouTube about this guy who's showing how he actually refurbed this thing. He actually went into a lot of detail. And there you go. There's an ARP Quadra. I heard some audio from Daren just then. If you thought that was me in the stream, yes it was, but it was coming from Daren. We'll blame him. But anyway, who likes those? Look at the design of that thing. That thing was made in like 1980 or something, 1981, something crazy. One of the best things I love about the synthesizer is the fact that it's literally just a whole bunch of different synthesizers sandwiched together in one. So yeah, there you go. So Axel, that's for you, mate. And it was amazing how you just brought that up. Intergalactic, which is Dazza, who's also one of the callers. He says, "Hi guys, hi to you on the chat. I know you can't talk at the moment, but we'll see if we can. I hope we can sort it out before the end of the stream. If we can't, no problem. What else have we got? Geez, going back through the chat, it's hard. All right, so yeah, we're just talking about our technical problems. Isn't that wonderful? Just while we're talking about stuff this week, let's just see if we're getting any audio from anyone. I know Daz's audio is not working, but Daren, yours is. So just when you get your 10 seconds, just give us a bit of a shout and say hi to everyone on the stream, and I'll give you a full screen so you can do that. Down, everyone.
Right. Right, okay. Well, I can hear, like I say, I can hear on the 10-second delay again, like last time. So that's really really awkward. Yeah, the other thing is fairly new. I don't know whether you've seen it. Is the Dreadbox modular modules that they're bringing out in, I think, end of October, November. They're about £79. So it's about, I don't know how much it is in dollars, but they look quite cool. Don't know whether you know about them.
Yes, do. Keep talking. I can show them while you're talking. There you go. You should be able to see them on the screen.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm fancying them, considering the price on them. Yeah, and I do like my Dreadbox stuff. So I've put me. I've put me sort of order on for Christmas. Whether I'll be able to afford them or not, I don't know. But yeah, so I think a set of them will be quite good. Although, if you notice, I've only got one small space left in the modular. So is that a new case? What do you think?
Probably time for a new case. I'm actually starting to think about getting a new case myself. Yeah, because is there a full photo of me? Yeah, this one. My Eurorack case is the rack brute, and at the moment I've got a Behringer Model D and a Behringer Neutron in there, and that pretty much has filled the rack up. But I've done that for a reason, and that's actually a really good segue. So this week there's a bit of a treat. We're going to do, I guess, firstly we're going to show you, I did promise that I'd show you the Slim Phatty, so here it is here. That's plugged in, so you can hear my beautiful Slim Phatty. Right, so we're definitely going to show you that. But before we go into that, I thought I'd show you guys something really, really cool. And that I'm just going to head on over to the Behringer VC340, which is the string machine vocoder over here. And what I've got is I've got the output of that plugged in to the input of the Model D, which means that now my string machine has a filter. And I thought you guys might want to hear what that sounds like. So let's hope that is turned on everywhere here. Hear it. Here we go. Listen to this. So that's what a string machine sounds like going through a filter, because they don't have filters on them. And why don't they have filters on them? I have no idea. They're paraphonic synthesizer. It wouldn't have been difficult for them just to whack a filter on that thing. But there you go. You just have to plug it into your Eurorack or anything that's got an audio input. This thing does. This thing, when I'm saying this thing, I'm pointing to my Slim Phatty, you can actually put it through this as well. But while I was doing the filter thing, kind of fucking around with sound. I can hear that. Just give you a bit of an idea of mixing it in with some other sounds just to see what it sounds like. There you go. There we have it. Now, moving right along. Do we have audio from Dazza yet? Audio from Dazza? No. No. Still can't hear him. We can see him. Everybody say hi to Dazza. Oh, this is terrible. Sorry about that, Dazza. It's actually a bit unfortunate.
Hear you. You can hear you.
Yeah, I know you can hear us. Yeah, unfortunate we can't show Dazza, but in chat, put your hands up if you want to check out the this thing, the Slim Phatty. Who's actually heard one before? I'm sure everyone's heard. These have been around for years. These things. What are they? Be about nearly 10 years old, surely. These synths. Anyway, what I've done is, and I've done this just for you guys playing along at home. Because this is not going to be anything that I'm going to ever release. It's just me mucking around. What I've done in the last couple of days is I've gone through into Ableton, which is here, and all of these little clips that you can see here have been all recorded from the Slim Phatty. So what you're about to hear is me playing these clips, which is all Slim Phatty, but at the same time, I'm also going to play the patch that's on this Slim Phatty here. Real one. They're all real, but you know what I mean. There, you're going to hear that live. So you can hear me play that. Right? Let's give it a whirl and let's see if it sounds any good. Let's just get some audio happening. Go. Off the audio. There you go, guys. There's a bit of a taste of the Slim Phatty. Right. I'm going to hit stop on that. There you go. There's a bit of a taste of the Slim Phatty. Now, what I will say is I mentioned it before, but this is to be really, really clear. Every single sound that you just heard, other than the effects, other than the delay and the reverb, is a Slim Phatty. So even the drums. So there's the drum rack there, and you can see here, these are all sounds on the Slim Phatty. All of those sounds. So, you know, you can actually, I guess the whole idea of me showing you this is to show the versatility of this thing. And there's a gazillion patches that you can download as sysx files now on the net. And I had just a kind of a classic-y Moogy sort of sound, but there's like all sorts of. Let's just turn these effects off. So these are just some of the patches. Now remember, this is a mono synth, so you know it's pretty capable. Some people hate it, some people love it. I'm probably more of a lover than a hater. One of the things that it's got, I think, is probably one of the most simplest interfaces on a synth. And some people don't like this, but I actually think it's really, really easy. What I like about it is you've got this big rotary encoder knob here, okay, and each of these sections correspond to that rotary encoder. Okay, so for example, the basic section here is the filter. If I want to adjust the cutoff filter, I hit the cutoff button, and then I just. But that's not all. It also has this thing called catch up. So if you go to the patch setting, you'll see it defaults to there. If I hit cutoff, you'll see that it changes position, resonance. It shows you where it is. So if I was on there, up there, and I change it to resonance, notice that the knob is still pointing up there, but the light is here. And that what happens then is it won't pick it up until I go back down to where it was. Did you see that? And that is actually a really cool thing. You can turn that off, by the way, but that feature is actually really cool. So you're not all of a sudden jumping to that particular effect thing. So I actually really like that about this synth. And the other fact of it too is it's got a really, really nice editor. So what I'll do is just quickly quit out of Ableton. It wants me to save. And waiting for Ableton to quit. There we go. I'm just going to launch the editor. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys the editor. This is the editing software. Now this is not free. You've got to pay for this. It's $69 US. This is how I felt when I paid for it. It's $69 US. I kind of felt like that. Anyway, sorry, bad jokes for the day. But you can actually manage all your patches on here. Not just that though. It's not just a librarian. You can actually go into one of these patches. What we were on, 71 no limit. There it is there. And if I click on that and I click edit, you get this really cool editing window here. And what I love about it too is you can see there's a lot more functionality in that editor than there is actually physically on the synth. And that's because there is a bit of menu diving on this synth. And the menu diving is a bit frustrating. It's not too bad. I mean, you don't need the editor really, but as a visual, everything there is in front of you and you can do a whole bunch of cool things. Now, probably one of the most missed features on this is under the modulation. So if actually on the synth itself, you can see here, you've got modulation source, you've got filter envelope, and you've got oscillator 2. And then you've got oscillator destination. So there's actually more than these features here. So there's 6 options here, but actually in the menu part here, you can actually go in and set more. And you can see that actually visually here on the advanced preset section. So you can see there's 2 other mod sources for filter and oscillator 2, and you can change those. So you can change those to, not sure why I'm getting a sound coming out. Someone's making a sound. Anyway, you can change these to things like noise and I think sample and holds in there as well. So you can see I clicked on, sorry. I'm supposed to be showing you this. So you click on this button here and you can change it to filter to sample and hold. So that's modulation source 5, and modulation source 6, you can change it from oscillator 2 to noise. And so it does actually have a built-in noise engine in it. And to have those features available to you gives you more timbre abilities. Okay, so there's a bit of a taste of the Slim Phatty. Now, while I've got people in chat, you guys can talk about what you would like me to show. I'm just having a quick look at little bit backwards to see if anyone's asked me any questions. So Damiano has said it's a really nice synth. It can be connected as a MIDI slave to an Akai Force. MIDI slave. It does take MIDI. It's got a pretty decent MIDI implementation. And Moog's manual does list all the MIDI implementation on it. So you could send all MIDI commands to it from an Akai Force or an Akai MPC. Yes. You'd need to know what all those were, and you'd have to set them up manually. There wouldn't be any template out there. But definitely, yeah. And don't forget too, with each MIDI track, you can set them up as individual. So you can have that one MIDI track controlling the Slim Phatty and another MIDI track controlling something else. And you can have up to 16 different MIDI devices hanging off your Force or your MPC. And we're talking about MPC with the 2.0 and the 3.0 software, not any of the older versions of MPC. So, what else are we talking about? Axel said it's a great little synth. It is a great little synth. I like it. And Richard Veneman has said this is way out of my league. Well, Richard, you'll have to tell us what your league is so that we can include you, because we are an inclusive bunch of people here. So yeah, let us know what your league is in chat, and we can definitely chat about whatever your league is. Okay, so at the same time, we're still trying to get our callers online. You can see Dazza's trying really hard. He's trying really, really hard, and we still can't hear him. There's Dazza there. And then Daren's just... Daren looks deflated, he does, the poor fella. I feel sorry for my chatties. I really do. I think that it's a pity that the stream's not working the way it should be. And unfortunately, it's not my problem. I've got to sort it out with the people that make the software. So, we can make this fun. You guys in chat, you can just play along with us. Help us out. Don't forget our 2 callers are actually in the live chat channel as well, so you can definitely help them out. We can hear Daren, but we can't hear Dazza, so just so you know. Now, for those who have just joined, and I've noticed there's a few people in the channel already, welcome to this live stream. We've done 27 of these now. Can you believe that? 27 of these. And we're not planning on going anywhere. And we're trying to get better and better each time as we do it. So please ignore the technical problems we're having today. I don't know what it is that's causing it. Normally they aren't there, but anyway, we'll persevere. What I was going to get Daren to show us was the Juno, and I don't know if he's got anything ready, but he might not show us the Juno. It's really up to him what he wants to show us. And it's over to you, Daren. If you want to show us anything, you've got the floor.
I've just taken the Juno out. I'll tell you what I have got though. If anyone can see the patch behind me, the modular, that is a patch that is partly worked on for the video that we're going out tomorrow. So I'll let you listen to a bit of that. I hope you can hear that because I've got 2 headphones. One listening to the live stream, which is delayed by 15 seconds, and then one listening to what's in real time, as well as my own voice. But yeah, that's the patch that I'll be using for some sort of video for tomorrow. So that's all I have got whilst we're in this delayed sequence. Once we can get to be real time, then it'll be a lot easier.
All right. So when you catch up, you can just mute that for a sec. So for those who want to know who Daren is, he's called DTH, or Daren T House, and he's got a YouTube channel, and this is it. You can see it here. It's called Electronic Geekery, and it's a really cool YouTube channel. If you don't actually have subscribe to this, I definitely recommend that you do. It's really cool. He actually releases quite frequently. One of the things he was telling me the other day is he likes to try to push a track out each week, and I definitely have to say some of his tracks have been pretty interesting, and you know, definitely worth checking out. This, you know, this is his latest one.
You said science is about admitting what we don't know.
Murphy's Law doesn't mean that something bad will happen. What it means is that whatever can happen will happen. It's like we've forgotten who we are now. Explorers, pioneers, not caretakers. Well, we used to look up in the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. Mankind was born on Earth, was never meant to die here.
Oh yes, I'm not going to spoil it because you guys need to go watch that and listen to that yourself, because that is absolutely awesome, that track, and definitely recommend that you go check out Daren's YouTube channel. So if you haven't, now you know how to do it. Now, while I've got YouTube channels up, I thought I might mention Dazza. He's the silent caller today. Sorry, Dazza. You can just pretend that you're talking. And what I want to do is I do want to introduce you to him because I think he's got some really cool things happening over on his YouTube channel. And where is it? Wait 1 second. The Intergalactic Federation, it is called. Let's just go over to Dazza's channel. Now, one thing that I want you guys, when we get him on the stream next week, we'll get him to talk about this. We'll get all the audio and everything working, but he deserves to have his chance to talk about this. But he tunes everything off of the standard tuning. So basically, he believes in tuning things at, say, for example, this particular video that he's just released. Let's have a look at it here. He's tuned A4 to 421.6 hertz, and Mozart's tuning, right? And he's talking about it here. So let's just go to this and we'll play it. You guys can check it out.
So this is a challenge that I've accepted from a YouTuber called Synced Alien. And the challenge is to work at a frequency of A4, a tuning of A4 equals 421.6 hertz. So Mozart had a tuning fork with the tone of A4 equals 421.6 according to his research. And he says to me, I would enjoy hearing electronic music tuned to Mozart A4 equals 421.6 hertz, which is what I've gone and done with my guitar tuner. To do this, what I've got here, that I had to set the tuner to 446. First of all, I detuned the montage to exactly the number. Then I worked out with the tuner if 440 A4 equals 446 here, and I make the A the equivalent of G sharp, and it's on. So I've managed to get the Novation bass station tuned and this, and I'll just use those two for the sake of this example. Let's go.
Technology-assisted consciousness and thought. is the ultimate fun.
There's Dazza's reaction. Brilliant. Brilliant. If there was a massive, huge applause, we'd all be hearing it, except it's just me. But yeah, I really like it. And what I like about it is, you know, you're not the only person in the world that's tuning to a different frequency, but when you're listening to the music at that frequency, you're kind of not even realizing it. And that's the cool point about it. You're not realizing it, but at the same time, the different frequencies are doing things to you, into your brain, differently. They're making you feel different. They're without the subconscious things going on. And so I'm going to leave that as a segue for next week, because I want to get Daren to talk to us about that next week. And I think it'll be a really, really cool topic to bring up on our live stream. And I think it's, you know, love to get the, you know, other guests as well talking about it, because I know that he's not the only one, and I've definitely tuned stuff for different semitones and things as well before. So one of the things that you'll know too, when you're playing with a older vintage style synthesizer too, is they have a tendency to go out of tune. Speaking of tuning, and sometimes you might actually say to yourself, you know what, I like that. That wherever that's in tune right now, I'm going to leave it at that, and then I'm going to tune the rest of my instruments to that. And right now, you guys can probably find out, but I reckon that is not a middle C. Why didn't that work? It did not work because I have my thing plugged in. I'm losing audio here. Weird. Interesting. Okay. We'll call it back up and running. I just had a really, really big fail just then. All right. The reason why it wasn't working is because I didn't have Ableton running. And Ableton is now running. You guys can see me doing this in real time. Here we go. Still loading. Is it working now? All right. So let's pick a different preset. It's a good one because it's nice and clear. So someone playing along at home will be able to tell me whether that C is in tune or not. And this whole sequence that I did on Ableton here is in tune to that Moog right now. So if it's out of tune, that means this whole lot of stuff that I've just done is in some weird tuning frequency. It won't be probably far off of it, and who knows, it might even be spot on, but I actually haven't tested it. So someone will be able to tell me when they play this video back what that is, what frequency that C is running. Well, there's the A. I could probably turn the Moog on. There we go. Moog on. Right, now, if I turn the Moog on, I turn the mixer on. Really loud. So it's out of tune. There you go. So that was the 440 button on the Moog Model D. There you go. So you now know that it's definitely out of tune. And that whole sequence, that sequence there, get it playing. That's all in tune to that whatever out of tune Slim Phatty is. So there you go. And it doesn't have to be an exact science. You can just do whatever you want. But anyway, Daren is going to definitely talk about the certain frequencies that he chooses and why. I mean, obviously, you've just seen a video of why he chose that other one, which was to do with Mozart. So definitely, let's just jump into chatties and see what they've been up to. I feel like I'm playing solo today. So, where we go, right back.
You mean Dazza?
I meant Dazza, yeah, sorry. It's hard having a Dazza and a Daren. You have to admit. The video that I played you before of Dazza, the Intergalactic Federation, was literally this morning. So there you go. So nice and fresh off the press. And notice that he was using a RC505 looper. They're the greatest loopers, I reckon. Really, really cool. Like the camera angles, I think he says. Can we try 404 as tuning? Yeah, you can. Go for it. I'm not going to do it here. Tell me about it. Come from a time where the atmospheric could knock the tuning out through the whole gig. Constantly tuning up, yeah. So that was to do with the old vintage stuff. And that was from Inverted Popes. G'day, Inverted Popes. I didn't say hello to you before. Welcome back to the stream. Cool. There we go. So, there's our callers who can't talk. Well, Daren can, but Dazza can't. But Dazza can, like, he can make hand signals and wave and stuff. Yeah, see? He can hear me. So, that's the cool thing. He can hear me. Can't you, mate? Thumbs up if you can hear me. See, Daren, work that shit out. So maybe he can hear me and you can't hear me. Maybe it's like, it's vMix just saying, well, stuff you, I'm only going to have one person. It's a bit like the monkeys, isn't it? Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Yeah, I really don't know what to do about it. Anyway, we'll sort it out. We'll sort it out. Okay, so where are we at with the live stream? We have been going for 58 minutes. And
I can hear you on a 15-second delay.
Yeah, sometimes it gets worse, doesn't it? Depending on your browser and your internet connection. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed the live stream this week. I mean, obviously it would be a bit longer if we had Dazza and Daren showing us their segments in the actual stream itself. Just make sure it's not one of my streamers talking to me. Cool. And yeah, next week I actually have no idea what we're going to do. I do definitely want to have our guests back, so you guys that are here, we're going to definitely sort out the technical problems before next week, because I'm actually going to go back to vMix themselves and tell them to sort it out for me, because they're getting all the big bucks from me. And yeah, you know, look, if you guys want to hear, I can get Daren on a Skype call. The only problem is you'll hear me twice. Let's try it out. Daren, you answer your Skype call. So now you can hear me twice. See that? And then now we can't hear. Now we can't hear Daren. But you can hear me twice.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
Now the only reason why you can hear me twice is because my Skype call is feeding back into the stream. There you go.
That's all right, because I've took my earphones out because I'm hearing when I'm doing the when you're doing live, I'm not just getting 10-second delay, but I'm listening to you and seeing you in a 10-second delay on one screen, and not hearing you but seeing you on the real-time screen, which is really awkward.
Yeah, which is a bit weird.
Where have you gone?
I'm still here. I've just muted myself because I don't want to hear myself twice.
Yeah, it's just awkward. That's all.
So what I can do is talk to you just briefly like this, and we can all put up with the double up. And then I'll mute myself. And then you can talk. So,
right, great.
I'm going to put you onto full screen, Daren.
Darren.
You can tell us a little bit about what you've been up to lately.
Lately, well, I've took time out of the studio this week. I thought I'd have a break because what with the stream last week and faffing about trying to get things to work, I thought I'm going to have a break this week. And from this moment on, I've got to write a track for tomorrow. Hence, that's why that patch is up. But you just wanted me the Juno, so I've just been switching over to the Juno. So I might have some more Juno in this patch as well. So I'll have the patch and Juno, and I'll see what comes out tomorrow. But you know what they're like. As it says on all my disclaimer things, you never know what's going to come out the studio because I haven't got a clue what's going to come out the studio. So yeah, and Dazza's channel, yeah, it's cool. We've only just joined. We've had a few chats. Yeah, definitely like the 421. That was quite cool. And I suppose you can just go to anything. So Dazza, what I see, let's say 421. Let's say 420. No, 419. That's just really awkward.
Well, you could do something like 417.28, which will have no mathematical bearing at all.
Yeah, no Yeah, no,
and then it will just make tuning really difficult.
Yeah, something so bizarre and see what it's going to sound like. You know, something you think, it's not going to work because you never know. That's what I like playing with the modular because you know what's going to come out of it, and you just sample even just sampling parts out of the modular. You know, whatever comes out of it, and then turning that into a track. Because I'm not, I don't play the instruments as well. I'm usually like creating stuff out of sounds, etc. But yeah, the last Juno track that you just played, that was done in the day as well because I had this idea that was really bugging me to have sort of really melodic, ambient sort of, and part of from a favourite film, get some lovely dialogue in there. So anyone who hasn't watched it, get over there and have a watch. And anyone who did like it, thank you very much.
Beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute myself in your call for a sec because I'm getting sick of this double up.
Okay.
All right. So guys, you won't be able to hear me double up again because I've muted myself in the Skype call. So when we go back to Daren, we'll be able to I'll be able to communicate with him again through Skype, and then it's a bit more direct. Now Dazza, he can hear me, but we can't hear him. So I think the problem is technically at his end. We actually had him working the other day when we tried him out. So I don't know what's going on since then. All of this might be related. I don't know. But everyone's telling you to do some weird tuning, so I think you've got like some challenges, mate. So yeah, and I'm just trying to think is there a way we can get audio from Dazza? Maybe we could get Skype in. I don't know. Let me have a think about that while we're still streaming, and we'll see what we can do. While I've got Skype running here, I've got Skype, but I just don't ever remember what my Skype ID is. It's terrible. And there is a big change to the stream this week. I've actually been using the VT3, which is the reason why I've been using the VT3, everybody. Because I can do this, yeah. And it was just purely because Dazza's on. So I can say, Intergalactic. And I'm just a little kid at heart. Next week I won't have the VT3 on because it's just causing me too many problems. All right, so while we're doing that, I'm just going to give Dazza my Skype. He's got Skype. I've done that in Facebook for you, Dazza. That's my Skype call ID, and you can Skype me in. Don't video though, just audio. If you've got Skype. If you don't worry about it. No dramas. I just want to. We can play with that and see if we can try and get your audio going through there. Inky's trying to tech support everyone while we're at it. Inky's awesome. That's really cool. And yeah, so while we're doing that, we can go back to. I'll just go back to my double up voice because I'm gonna. While we're waiting for Dazza to Skype in, if you can, or if he can't, he can let me know that he can't. I'm gonna go back to Daren, and we're gonna hear my voice double up for a sec. All right, Daren, back to you, mate. Daren, back to you, mate. Tell us a little bit about the patch that you're working on.
The patch that I'm working on. Let's have a look. It was basically one of those where you close your eyes, you plug stuff in, and see what comes out. So basically, what I'm running is the marbles is basically randomly generating some triggers and a pitch, which is going into rings, and I have rings and tides. Tides is modulating the rings, is modulating rings and the plats. I have another trick into plats, which is then going back into rings, which rings is resonating and going into the wasp filter, which is being LFO'd by stages on the wasp filter, into the Veils VCA, and then out, and then into a bit of a random reverb. Did you get that?
We all got it. Yep. Sorry. I had my thing muted.
Sorry for the too many words of basically.
That's really cool. Now I'm going to mute myself again. This is really frustrating. So the stream can still hear me, but I'm just muting myself to Daren, so that he can't. Now I don't know if Dazza's managed to get Skype going or not. We'll see. No, not yet. Okay, that's fine. No, he's saying no. All right. That's okay. We can just persevere with it. Anyway, so who is in chat that isn't chatting? Let's have a quick look. Couch Camper made a good joke. Today's delay was sponsored by Ranzee's Pedal Incorporated at Sweetwater. Yeah, absolutely. That was terrible. Well, I do have my VT3 here, so I can sound like I'm down the end of a tunnel if you really want me to. Really bad now. Hello? Is anyone there? Yes, I'm here. You can actually make myself walk down the tunnel and then slowly get closer. Here I come! Coming! Here I am! Hi! Yeah, sorry, it took me a while to get here. Yep, here I am. These are some of the stupid things that you can, like, when you start playing around with vocals changes. I actually want to get myself one of those, what are they called? TC Helicons, or what are they called? The vocal voice things. That'd be really cool. I think I'll probably sell this VT3. It's an older IRA product.
And, it's really just really good for this stuff. The megaphone. Everybody, there's a sale in aisle 13. Sale on in aisle 13. Megaphone.
Yeah, so you can just play with this stuff. Play with it. Oh, Daren's got one too. Cool. So the VT3, for those playing along at home, we're going to show you. I'll go to Daren for a sec.
Yeah.
There we go. Now let's show the VT3.
I've got one of them, but believe it or not, I've got a lot of reverb set up there. But I'm running mine. The DFAM is running into my VT3.
I was just showing everyone what the VT3 looked like. If you didn't already know, I mean, I'm sure Roland have advertised the absolute crap out of those things. And let's get my camera back. And there we were back there. Okay, one of the other things that I mentioned in, if you guys follow me on socials, I actually tweeted, got a Skype call. Hang on a sec. Where are we? Yay, here we go. Looks like Dazza's got me on Skype here. All right. One of the things that I tweeted and I put on Facebook today was I was talking about this as being probably one of many, but one of the CDs or albums that influenced me when I was younger. And I don't know, in chat, you guys can let us know if you guys have actually owned this or heard this. There's actually quite a few albums these guys have brought out. They're an English group called Populate Itself, or they commonly known as PWEI. And the album cover isn't that a cool album cover? That's actually an awesome album cover. Whoever designed that album, it's just like late 80s, wasn't it? 1989, there you go. So there's a bit of a blast from the past. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get hammered by the police, the YouTube police. But let us know in chat if you've actually owned that album or heard it, and let us know if that album has been influential to you. And we might go back to a few streams ago. We were talking about albums. And Daren, this one's for you. I'm just going to quickly double up my voice for a sec. Daren, this one's for you, mate. Daren, this one's for you, mate. We were talking about this album the other day.
Yes, definitely.
So that's another one that influenced me.
Yeah, Pet Shop Boys, cool. Yeah,
a year.
That please actually.
Yeah, I've got the others as well. But a year before, just 1 second, I'm getting a Skype call. Yep, you can call me. So a year before the Populate Itself album, that one came out. Answer it on audio. Okay. Am I getting audio? See. Hello. Hello. Just 1 sec. Hello. I can hear you now. Yeah. So I can hear you through Skype, Dazza, but I can't hear you through the stream. So there you go.
This is amazing. It's just not out of the talk or here.
Yeah. There we go. Tech supporting whilst we're streaming. It'd be cool if I could share all the screens I've got now, but yeah, anyway. So Pet Shop Boys album was called Introspective, for those who didn't know what that was. And there's the tracks. If you can see that, it's a bit hard to see. There you go. Left to my own devices, I want a dog. Domino dancing, I'm not scared. Always on my mind. And it's alright. Now, Always on my mind, wasn't that an Elvis Presley song? I think it was an Elvis Presley song, for those who may know. But yeah, 1988. So, okay, so why were these two albums influential to me? There are many more, but why were they influential to me? The Pet Shop Boys one was influential because they used a lot of Fairlight and stuff like that. And Daren's going to show us Orbital, which is definitely another influence to me as well. The versions, yeah, that's a great one. And by the way, Daren, that CD is on its way to you in the mail, so it might take a little while to get from Australia to the UK, a week or so, but that's on its way to you. So Dazza can hear again. Jeez, that's shocking.
Nice one, thanks.
Why? So these two albums, why were they influential to me? So what I sort of thought we'd do is, just randomly over the next month or so, where we do our streams, we can talk about a couple of artists and why they influence us and why. So Pet Shop Boys, influential because they used Fairlight, they used a lot of that sort of stuff, and Populate Itself used a lot of Akai samplers and that sort of stuff. So they were kind of more into. There's a lot of Batman and sort of comic Marvel and DC Comics sort of references in here. And in Pet Shop Boys, there's a lot of real synthy stuff, very, very synthesizer based. So that's probably where, you know, even though I was into synthesizers before 1988, it was probably, you know, where you could really start to hear people who were good at that stuff making some amazing music. And I mean, that wasn't their first album. They had some, like Daren said before, they had Please, and actually, I think there was even another one before that, wasn't there? Daren will be able to correct me if I'm wrong there. But yeah, anyone in chat can definitely tell us whether those albums were any influences to them. I know there's people in chat that would probably be too young, maybe. When I say too young, it doesn't mean that you're not too young to hear these albums, but too young to be influenced it because they weren't played in common sort of, you know, circles anymore, because they haven't been played on, unless you're listening to sort of golden oldies radio now, they're not sort of played anymore. You know, they're only played if you've got them in your collection or if you've got them on your MP3 hard drive. That's probably when you're playing it. Daren mentioned Orbital Inverted. That's another great album. You want to hold that one up again, Daren? They're kind of trance, sort of, I don't know how you'd say it. It's hard to, I don't want to genre them. I don't like doing that, actually. Why would I even think about doing that? They were really good, or are really good. There you go. Orbital Diversions. Sorry? Did I say inverted? Sorry, it does say diversions. When you're streaming, you can be really dyslexic. It's really bizarre because you're thinking about so many things at once. You know, I should show you guys what you're seeing here is, this is mission control, right? This is my desktop, and I've got another computer there and another computer screen there, which you can see. So yeah, you know, mission control. What's that? I don't have that. Oh, the back of it, yeah. I actually don't have that album on CD. I've only got it on through iTunes. I never actually had a physical CD of it. Yeah. Virgin Megastore. Yeah. Do you remember those Virgin Megastores? They were huge, those places. The one I went to was in Sydney, and I think it was like 3 or 4 stories. You know, and it was 3 or 4 stories of vinyl, CDs. It may have had cassettes too, I can't remember. And it was T-shirts and posters. It was just crazy. Daren will be able to remind us about the London one, and Dazza definitely will probably remember the Sydney one. That was huge. Yeah, I used to live over his way in the 90s. So yeah, and yeah, there you go. So there's our stream for the week, and it would have been nice to get Dazza talking, but unfortunately we couldn't. So what I might do is, I think we'll end the stream for now, and you know, next week you guys can let us know in the comments or in the chat what you'd like us to do or show next week. Let us know if you actually liked me doing the Slim Phatty. I mean, is it worth me doing this? I mean, I went to a bit of trouble to make that track and then play a little bit live. I don't know if you guys appreciate that, or if it's worth me going to that trouble. It does take a while to put those things together. So if you like me doing that, let me know. You know, there's definitely scope to do more of it. Now, how you can let me know what you're interested in is if you go to my website, ranzee.com, there is a gear list. I'm going to show you it. So if you go to ranzee.com and you can see gear list there, there is my gear list. I don't know if it's completely up to date, but it should be. There might be a few things missing on there, and there's a few things sold I don't have anymore. But go there, and if you want me to show something specific, or if you've got something that you also own that's on there and you've got questions about it, let me know in the comments below on the video if you're watching this on the replay, or let me know in the chat now. Definitely, yeah, definitely worth chatting. If you guys want to talk to me after this stream is finished, you can look me up on socials. I'm on the socials. Where are they? Just below me. Are they there? They used to be there. What happened to them? Oh, they're not there anymore. They are. Where can you find the socials? I think they're on my About page on YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube channel and click on About, they're on the About page. You'll find my Twitter. You'll find my Facebook. If you're into those, you can catch up with me on that. Definitely love to catch up with you guys offline, you know, so we can get to know each other. And don't forget to, if you want to be on this live stream, and hopefully we'll get all the technical problems out of the way. I can't believe we're still having technical problems. Let me know, because you're definitely welcome to come on. We've got a new guy here, Dazza, but we can't hear him. But, you know, it's worth definitely checking out his channel during the week if you've seen this stream. And don't forget to check out Daren's channel as well, because, like I said, all the people that come on here, including Inky when she's normally here, are all awesome YouTubers and definitely have really, really cool talent. And I'm just like a nerd, and I have got no talent at all. So it's nice having these really cool people around me that are much better at it than me. So definitely worth checking out. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. Someone told me the other day that you shouldn't say, please subscribe and click like. If I don't say that, this is the thing that gets people, right? If I don't say that, people don't do it. If I say it, people do it. So if it sounds bad to some people, then over yourselves. If you don't like ads on videos, then subscribe to my Patreon channel, and then you'll have ad-free videos. I've got to make some money, you know, to put in, I mean, the amount of money you make off YouTube. Do you guys have any idea? It's like $1 a year. It's crazy. So, you know, I've got to pay for this software, $700 US for this software. And, you know, there's things that cost me money, cameras, lights, you know, it's not cheap. So definitely hit the like button, definitely hit the subscribe button. You haven't done that. And, you know, I'm going to say it, and if you don't like it, then you. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Big wave from everyone. Let me just get, oh, I've lost the Skype call. Big wave, what Daren's going to be 12 seconds below. There we go, everyone's waving. See you later. Stream is ending now.